So I want to start out. We're going to talk about leadership when you feel alone. And I want to start out by saying I do not feel like I am the best leader on the planet. I'm trying to be all the time, no matter where I am, no matter how lonely I feel. I'm trying to be the best leader I possibly can. But I want to say that I'm not the best, and I'm not claiming to be the best. I want to make some comparisons in this video, but I don't want to knock anyone else down, or say that I'm better than someone else, because I have my own flaws, and I know I have some stuff wrong with me. So let's get started, though. I did something embarrassing the other day, and I accidentally went live on one of my clients' Facebook pages, and it was the most embarrassing thing ever. And I've always been scared to do that, and I did it on accident because Business Suites, all it takes is a different click of a button, and you're on your client's Facebook page. So it was bound to happen sometime in my years of doing this, and it's happened once, and it's never going to happen again. So I've learned my lesson, and I had to check like 5 times to make sure I was on my page instead of my client's. So, if you're watching this, I'm super sorry, but I'm on my page now, so we're good. Anyways, so let's talk about leading when you feel alone. Earlier this week, I went to the grocery store with my wife, right? And we went and got all the groceries. I helped her unload all the groceries into the trunk, like you normally do. And a couple cars down from me, there was a lady down there doing the same thing. And that lady looked a whole lot like someone I had worked with previously. It was my old boss's wife. It looked like her. And I kind of freaked out. I didn't really know what to do because I kind of felt like I had a rough history with them. I did have a rough history with them, to put it plainly. And so I got in the van and I was like, TJ, that looked like her. And I was like, and she said, no, it wasn't her. And I guess it wasn't, but it brought back all of these feelings that I had. Weird feelings that I had working at that place. So, I learned a lot about leadership when I worked there. And I think I learned a lot because I had the instincts to want to lead, but I didn't really have the models there to model leadership, to get a sense of leadership from. What am I trying to say? There were a lot of times where I felt like I wasn't being led, and it's hard to work on a team when you don't feel like you're led. And I wasn't perfect, like I said at the beginning of this video, but there were a lot of times where I had to have a lot of patience, and kind of give my 2 cents in a lot of things where I wanted to give more, and I wanted to kind of press some buttons, and I had to keep myself back, hold myself back, and I worked my lizard tail off until I lost it. Then I just grew it back and tried to work some more and tried to have more patience. And talking about leadership, I remember I didn't really have a leadership position there. I had chances to lead, but I didn't have a leadership position. I remember one time that I stood in front of the whole team at that company, and I was given the chance to lead through a meeting about setting up a what do you call it? A system. Let me check here. Oh, I'm so paranoid about going live on one of my clients' pages. I'm so paranoid. I think we're good. I want to check. Give me a bit here. Okay. I think we're good. where was I at? It was a, what do you call task management system. I was given the task to lead the team through a new task management system and get all of our goals, plan out our goals, and set them in this task management system, right? And I remember having to endure a lot of things that I didn't feel were quite right, and I had to, bite my tongue on those things because it wasn't really my place to say things were kind of out of whack, but I wanted to say it. But I think that goes to show that just because you're in a leadership position doesn't mean you're a leader. And just because you aren't in a leadership position, let me check on this quick. I have to do it. Okay, we're good. Looks like I can resume. Okay, we're back. Just because you're in a leadership position doesn't mean you're leading, and just because you're not in a leadership position doesn't mean you can't lead. Leaders have a lot going for them, and they don't have to have a position to do it. I even got a book called How to Lead When Your Boss Can't or Won't, and I read a lot. I read the whole thing, and it gives you a lot of perspective as to how to lead when the person who has that leadership role isn't doing their job. And you can lead. You can be an influence. It's hard, but you can be an influence, and ultimately that's how you go up the ranks as you become a better leader, hopefully. But leaders are willing to take hits when people don't cooperate. Leaders watch their words. They stand up for what's right. All those things. So, yeah, eventually there was one situation where my boss at this company got so frustrated with me, and I knew it was my time to go at this point. And let me check something quick. Yeah, so I knew it was about time to go because of this thing. I had enough of the frustration, and we were not getting along when it came to goals, and I was trying my best, and it wasn't enough for him, and there was just this batting of heads, and he didn't want to fire me for some reason. And during one of these meetings, while he was saying how disappointed he was, and he was talking for like 15 minutes about it, that was kind of a normal thing, and I took out my 2 weeks notice and I just handed it to him mid-sentence. And whether or not that was the right thing to do, I did it, and I said I'm putting in my 2 weeks. And he went from trying to control me to he looked like he felt extremely out of control. And when I think about that, I'm like, wow. I think he wanted me on the team, but he didn't really know how to keep me. Because, I don't know, as the owner, you would think you'd feel more in control and more like you're fired kind of thing, but he was baffled. He was speechless, and he looked really, really nervous. And I'm wondering if he saw that I was able to lead a little bit more, and he wanted to keep me because of that. And we may have been batting heads about the tactical things to do and how to get those done, but I think he saw my character. At least I hope he did, because I try to have as much character as I can when I'm in a professional work environment. So I say all of this not to say that I'm a good leader, but I say this that I've learned in that experience that leadership has nothing to do with the title, and you can be a leader no matter what position you're in whatever company, in whatever family, in whatever friendship. You can be a leader no matter what, and especially if I'm talking to business owners, you can be a leader and you've got that leadership role, but is try to spot the leaders that are under you. I think a leader is someone who makes people, a leader makes other leaders, I believe. And so it's about lifting other people up and not trying to tell them what the right things are to do, but trying to help them think for themselves. And that might be letting them make mistakes, and it might be giving them responsibilities over things that might be a little bit too much for them to handle, but worth it because they've learned, right? And it's saying that you trust them. So as a business owner, that might be something you could do, but otherwise, you can be a leader no matter what. It doesn't matter what position you've got. So get to work with grace, with truth, righteousness, and empower others, because I think that's really what it's all about. I honestly think that's what we were created to do, is to put ourselves aside for the sake of others, and I think that's what a leader does. So hopefully the illustrations I gave were helpful and empowered you to go and be a leader. So I will talk to you later, and on my page. We're going to keep it on my page. All right? Talk to you later. Bye.